to do an I-cord cast on, we begin with a tail. So here is a 6-inch tail or so. And then we're going to make a slip knot. Wrap the yarn around your fingers, draw the working yarn up through the loop you just created, and then pull that snug. And there is a slip knot. And then I'm going to take that slip knot, put it onto my needle, and tighten it up a bit. Now I'm going to use the long tail cast on to create 2 more stitches. This is going to be a 3-stitch I-cord cast on. So there are my 3 stitches that will begin my I-cord. I need another needle, so you can pretend that these are circular needles, and this is where everything starts repeating. So I'm going to transfer 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing this purlwise, those 3 stitches to my left hand needle. And when I do that, you can see that now my tail, the yarn, the working yarn, is way over here, right? So when I work my next stitch, this yarn is going to go across and start here. So I will knit, 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 and then there'll be another yarn over here, which will go over here, knit, 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 and we're knitting a tiny little tube. So this is how I-cord is created. And if we didn't do any increasing, we would just make an I-cord. But we're going to increase, and this is how we're going to do that. So this first stitch is going to be knit front and back. So I went into the stitch like I'm going to knit, bring that yarn through, but I don't let that loop come off. I'll go into the back of the same stitch like this, knit it again, and pull it through. So I've knitted into the front and back of 1 stitch, and I've created 2, and then I'm going to knit 2 more stitches, the other 2 loops that I had created, and that will now mean I have, yay, we have 4 stitches on our needle. We need a lot more than that. So we're going to repeat that process. So now I have 4 stitches. I'm only going to return the first 3 to my left hand needle. I'm going to do this purlwise again, and I'll do them one at a time. As you get faster, you can do 2 or all 3 at the same time if you want. I'll leave this loop here, and now, ignoring that loop, I'm going to knit into the front and the back of the stitch. Goes. And then knit the other 2 stitches. 1, 2, and now I have 5. I need to slip 3 of those back to my left hand needle. This takes a little time, but gosh, it's such a pretty cast on. And the edge is finished, which is lovely. So knit front and back. And then knit the other 2 stitches. And now I'm going to slip 3 stitches back. Knit front and back. Knit 2. Slip 3 stitches back to my left hand needle. You're just going to keep doing this until you have the number of stitches that you need for your project. Oops. But you're going to knit into the front, which I just did. Get it back on my left hand needle. I got to knit into the back of that same stitch. And then knit 2 more. There's a little tiny, tiny I-cord that's starting to show up. 3 of those stitches will go back to my left hand needle. 1, 2, 3. And then knit front and back again. And then knit 2 more. And so on. So that is a teensy tiny I-cord that could grow as many stitches as we want, and you just keep knitting front and back and then knitting the other 2 stitches. So you're working with just those 3 stitches. All the rest of these are just cast on, ready for your project. And you repeat that until you have the number of stitches you need for your project.